Hi, it's Rika. I wanted to talk about something different. I had this idea of making this a while back, and I didn't do it because I thought it was stupid, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So here is how to portray and express your persona without having a fursuit. So fursuits are very, 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 very expensive. Very expensive, and not everyone can get them or wants to get them. But yeah, fursuits can be a lot of fun, but they can also be a pain in the ass to deal with, and stuff like that. But very important, and I really needed to mention this. If you are under 18 years old, or at least 16 or 17 years old, do not get a fursuit head. Or at least do not get one custom made for you, because you will grow out of it. And I know you're young and you want to be like, oh yeah, I want a fursuit right now. Go ahead and commission them. Spend a lot of money. And then a few years later, you cannot use this head anymore. I've had this problem with Ravi, and I probably will put a video up here somewhere. Ravi's mouth is permanently positioned open because I commissioned her when I was like 15. As a stupid kid who wanted a fursuit, and I had her custom made, and now my head got bigger, and she doesn't fit properly anymore, and she's very uncomfortable to wear now, because I made that mistake. And Ravi was pretty expensive, so yeah, that's unfortunate. But luckily, if you are young, or you cannot afford a fursuit, there are a lot of different ways to portray your persona without a fursuit. Very easy ways. I'm going from least expensive and most subtle to a little bit more expensive and a little bit more subtle. So first thing you can do at home, very easy, is makeup. If you're any good with makeup, which I am not, you can use special shades of makeup your persona would use. Like give them more cat, dog, wolf-like eyes. Maybe a nose if you want to be a bit more extreme. Use colors your persona would use, stuff like that. Again, I am not good with makeup, but if you are, go ahead and experiment. Create your own personal persona on your face. Go ahead, go do it. The second one is coloring your hair. Now, if you're a bit younger, you might ask your parents, or use non-permanent hair coloring that lasts for about 2 weeks or something. And you can color parts of your hair, or your entire hair if you want to, the colors of your persona. Again, if you are young, please ask your parents if it's okay, because even if you don't use permanent hair dye, which I have used before, for a special occasion, I let someone else do it to me for something they wanted to do, and it was supposed to be in my hair for like 2 weeks, but because I have very light colored hair, sometimes it stuck for like way longer than that, so there was like a permanent red streak in my hair. But yeah, this is a very cool and fun way to portray your persona, and it's very subtle, and it's cool. Next up is clothing. This is something I use a lot. I have 3 different personas, and all of those personas are a separate part of my identity, so they wear different types of clothing. For example, Ravi would wear something like this, with a lot of colors of nature, more Celtic and spirit-like. She really likes that. I really like that sometimes. So she also likes to wear puffy pants. That's something Ravi does, especially in the summer. So go ahead and seek what fits for your types of persona. For Rika, I would wear something casual, something not fancy at all, very simple. Rika just picks the first thing out of the closet, first piece of clothing, doesn't even look if it fits together, and just goes with it. She usually wears this orange-yellow type of shirt thingy, which she really likes, and like black clothing, very simple things. That's Rika. And then Maeve would wear something a little bit more chic. Well, not chic, but a little bit more fitting. Maeve often looks for things that look better on her. She cares a little bit more about her appearance, and she likes to be a bit more beautiful and taking care of herself that type of stuff. So that's how you can differentiate your personas in clothing. Think about something they would wear, something they would like to wear that's a little bit different from maybe what you would wear. So go experiment. Take them some shirts, pants, hoodies, anything like that. Also, this is a bit more expensive, but I've also done this. You can make a piece of art or commission a piece of art and put it on a t-shirt or a hoodie or anything like that. Maybe a jacket. This is not subtle at all, since your persona is just poof on there, out there. But I have one for Rika, and I think it's absolutely awesome, and I love it a lot. Next thing are little tiny subtle things. Maybe you like to wear pins with designs, drawings of your persona on there, or just pins that represent the furry fandom as a whole. You can use subtle pins, you can use very out there pins, maybe some pride pins in there. It's great. You can also use badges with your persona drawn on there, maybe little tiny ones you can put on your backpack, maybe just put them on your shirt, something like that. And for example, if your persona wears a flower crown, you can wear a flower crown, which is always cute. I don't have one, but it's still cute. Bandanas are also a very cool thing you can do. You can wear the bandana you usually would wear with your fursuit if you have one and it's like really hot outside, or you can get one that fits your persona, or you can just get one with your persona on it, with furry things on it. It's really cool. You can also get bracelets. There are a lot of furry-like bracelets you can get on Etsy. I don't have one, but I'd like to get one because they're cool. Another thing you can do is necklaces. You have kind of furry-themed necklaces. I'm gonna see if I find a few, usually with wolves, foxes, any type of animal on there. You can just wear, and they always look great. And they're kind of subtle because they're not always furry-like, except if you like really have a out there furry one. The next thing, and probably the last one, because this is not going to be a long video because there's not too much you can do, is not subtle at all, but still cool. You can wear a tail. I have a couple of tails, and also a lot more ones that I probably won't show. I have one of Rika, which I actually often wear like outside when I'm working in the yard, or maybe when I go for a walk. I wear Rika's tail, and it feels pretty nice. I also have one of Ravi and Jenny, which probably came up somewhere. I usually don't really wear Ravi's or Jenny's, because they're, I don't know, don't really feel like it. Another thing you can do is real tails, which are actual tails that come from an animal. Now this might make some people uncomfortable, and I completely understand, because you're wearing something that was previously alive, and now it isn't. Now, I felt kind of uncomfortable with that before, but I really like the look of real tails, and the realism it brings. Now, what I did is, when I buy a real tail, I always send a message to the seller of the tail, and I ask them where they got it from. And all the tails I have right here are from people who find animals. For example, they found an animal dead in the woods on their walk home. They were already dead, they died of natural causes, and then they use the fur of them to create like these tails and give them a second life. All the animals of these tails were not killed to specifically make tails of them, because you have to be really careful when buying real tails that you don't accidentally buy them from a fur farm, because fur farms are quite bad. They don't really have much rules for animal care, and they're often not expensive, like $5 or €6 or something like that. And usually when it's a pretty okay, good looking tail, but the price is really low, it's probably a fur farm. But what I'd suggest is, when you see a nice real tail, send a message to the seller. Where did they get it from? Where did they purchase the tail from? And also read some reviews of people, because you know they could always be lying, I guess, but I always ask the seller. I also asked some former Therian friends of mine, and I actually got a couple of these tails from a person that sells tails who is a Therian. I forgot their name, but yes, so they go to zoos, they go to animal shelters, and if an animal died in the zoo, animal shelter, anything like that, they buy or get the animal and reuse their fur. So if you're still uncomfortable with real tails, even though you know they aren't killed for the fur, don't get them. There are lots of mixed opinions on real tails, but you know, I guess if I go to McDonald's and eat chicken nuggets, it's kind of the same, right? They're also a dead animal, but yeah, that's my thing on real tails. So go have your own opinion about it, that's fine. A next thing you can do, which is a little bit more subtle than tails, I think, are ears. You can find any type of ears. You have ears that clip on your hair. You have ears that have like the little, whatever it's called, thing on it, which I have. Ears are great. And you can get very small ones, very big ones, and you can wear them anywhere. They're really cool. You have hundreds of colors, realistic ones, colorful ones. I have these ones who I found on Etsy. They were pre-made, but they kind of look like Rika's color of her ears. Kinda, so I got them when it's a really warm day outside and I want to go out as Rika. I just get the ears. There you go. You can probably also get custom ears made, but you have a lot of pre-made ears and you can just find the right color out there. So that was it. These are a couple of ways you can portray your own fursona without having a fursuit. I think these are pretty fun and I use them a lot. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope this was handy for you, and go ahead and look at some cool things so you can represent your fursona with